let's learn about now or ahora in español. There are 3 ways to talk about now in Spanish, each with a slightly different meaning of what now means. We have ahora, which can be a little before or after this immediate moment. We have ahorita, which has 4 different uses and is intentionally vague about the timing. And we have ahora mismo, or right now at this very moment. Let's break down all 3 right ahorita mismo. Now. When we use the word ahora on its own, we are referring to the current time in general. This could be the current moment that you translate in English as right now, or even the current period of time that you translate as these days or nowadays. However, there can be a little bit of wiggle room with ahora. It generally has a bit of delay implied when someone uses it. This implied delay can be just before or just after the person uses it. This won't be very exaggerated though. It's like saying in a moment to talk about a short delay into the future, or using the word just to talk about a short delay in the past. If a child was misbehaving, their mother might tell them something like, ve a tu habitación ahora. This means go to your room now. Clearly, in this instance, the mother is commanding that their child proceeds to their room right this second, or at least in the next couple of seconds. But let's see an example that showcases a bit more of a delay. Suppose the child is actually just cranky because they are hungry and it is past their dinner time. In this case, their mother might say, "Tranquilo, vamos a comer ahora." Relax, we are going to eat in a moment. Here we can see that the mother obviously does not mean she'll have a plate full of food in front of their child in just a split second, but ahora in this instance means in a moment. Now, before we move on, let's quickly see an example where ahora is used to refer to the very recent past. Say you run into your friend and they ask if you might want to go eat something. You might say, justo ahora vengo de almorzar. I just came from lunch. In this instance, ahora means it just recently happened. Obviously, when talking about the here and now, you'll need to be familiar with the skill of speaking in present tense in Spanish. So, if you need to brush up on that topic, you may want to check out our complete guide to the present perfect tense in Spanish. We now have a thorough understanding of the root word ahora. Let's learn and explore the other 2 ways to talk about now. Our second way of saying now in español is ahorita. Just by looking at it, you can tell that it's basically just the root word ahora with the suffix ita added onto the end. In Spanish, ita is a diminutive suffix. In this case, it introduces an intentional vagueness to the timing of whatever is being discussed. Ahorita can actually refer to 4 moments in time relative to the current moment. Let's take a look at each of these 4 uses to get a better understanding. The first way that ahorita can be used is to refer to an action that has just been finished. Suppose you go to meet with your teacher at their office hours, but as you approach, another student calls to you. Lo siento, la profesora se fue ahorita. So sorry, the teacher just left. When you hear ahorita in this context, you can assume that the event occurred just moments ago. And speaking of teachers, make sure to check out BaseLang.com, where you can get access to unlimited one-on-one Spanish classes with native-speaking teachers, all via Zoom. Now, ahorita can sometimes be used to refer to the actual moment that it is uttered. In other words, it could mean right now, right away. When someone is using ahorita to refer to this very moment, they will usually state it emphatically, making it clear by their tone of voice and delivery that they mean right now. Thus, if you and a friend were working together on a timed puzzle and the clock was running out of time, they might yell, "Arreglemos esto ahorita." Let's solve this right now. As you can see, the first 2 ways of using ahorita that we just went over were more specific and concrete in nature. But for the 3rd and 4th ways, we are crossing that line more into vague territory. The 3rd way of using it means in a bit or in a while. When you choose ahorita over ahora in this context, you're intentionally blurring the delay between when you're talking and when whatever you're talking about might happen. In general, this use of ahorita implies an intent to do something soon without necessarily committing to doing it right away. So suppose your classmate was pestering you to critique their homework. After a few times of them asking, you might say, "Dame un segundo y ahorita leo tu ensayo." Give me a second, then I'll read your essay. Here, ahorita is letting them know that maybe in a second or a couple more seconds you'll read their essay. Don't forget to check out the full article in the description for way more helpful context and sample sentences that will boost your comprehension. Now, let's move on to the last way ahorita can be used. In this fourth and final way that ahorita can be used, we are stretching the previous use even further into the future. We are communicating something that will maybe happen later, or maybe sometime. It basically is a promise that something is likely to happen without really implying when. In extreme cases, this use of ahorita can even be used as a false promise when the speaker has little intent of really following through. A child who is addicted to playing their brand new video game might call out to their nagging parent, "Haré mi tarea ahorita, solo necesito terminar mi juego." I'll do my homework in a minute. I just need to finish my game first. You can see how this statement is pretty vague, right? After all, the child could just be lying to please their parents with no actual intention of stopping their gaming streak. Sorry, Mom. I did this a lot. With that, we're almost done talking about ahorita. But before we move on to our third subject, ahora mismo, there is one more thing we need to discuss. So even though there's technically just 4 ways to use ahorita, we can create a 5th way by adding another diminutive ita on the end of ahorita. By doing this, you create the word ahoritita and add emphasis on the immediacy of whatever it is you're talking about. And look at that. You know not only 4, but 5 ways to just use one Spanish word. It doesn't get much better than that. Make sure you don't miss out on any of our exciting upcoming Spanish lessons by subscribing to the channel Ahorita Mismo, or sometime today. And now we are finally ready to talk about the third and the last major way of saying now in Spanish, ahora mismo. While ahora and ahorita both have some level of imprecision, ahora mismo is specific to the right now. It is always the better choice when you want to be formal and clear. So a waiter trying to calm down angry patrons at a 5-star restaurant might assure them, "El problema será resuelto ahora mismo." The problem will be solved right away. Makes sense? Ahora mismo means right away, right this second, or right this moment. And with that, we've concluded our lesson. This was a short and sweet introduction to ahora, ahorita, and ahora mismo. But if you would like more content that would definitely help you master this topic, read the full article on now in Spanish linked in the description below. And if you want to learn how to confidently speak Spanish, then why not schedule your first BaseLang class today, ahora mismo. See what I did there? At BaseLang.com, you get access to unlimited one-on-one Spanish classes with native speaking teachers, all via Zoom. Try your first week for only $1. And hey, now that you're comfortable talking about the now in Spanish, your next step should be talking about the future. Take the next step in your Spanish speaking journey by watching our video on the Spanish future tense next. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.